Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. My name is Cal, and we got a good game today. Bulls versus the Ospreys. Certainly some interesting times coming. I think the Bulls are going to have an interesting challenge on their hands with this Ospreys team now that they don't have Johan Quersen to call on after his was it a 3-match suspension from his red card? I think. I don't know if he has the option to do the way to reduce it. So we will get straight into the teams. And home side it's been played in Loftus, so in South Africa. And let's go through it. So in the front row, we've got Steenkamp, Johan Grobler, and Wilco Low. Ron Vermaak and Reynard Ludwig in the second row. Nizam Carr, Elric Low, and Cameron Hanekom in the back row. Then we've got Ambrose Papier, Chris Smith, Kurt Liarenser, Harold Forster, David Creel, Kanan Moody back on the wing, and Billy LaRue back at 15. And then on to the Ospreys, the travelling side. We've got a couple of big-name players in this side. We've got Gareth Thomas, Sam Parry, and Rhys Henry. Adam Beard, former Welsh captain. Hugh Sutton, Morgan Morse, good player. He's actually one to watch out for. Justin Tipperick, he's still there. And Morgan Morris. So 2 Morgans in the back row. Then onto the back line, we have Luke Davies, Jack Walsh, Keelan Giles. Good player, Keelan Giles. Kieran Williams, Owen Watkin. Obviously the Welsh centre. Luke Morgan and Max Nagy at fullback. And it looks like, again, the ticket is not showing. Give me uno momento, and I'll try and get that sorted. No, that's not it. It's this one. Anyway, what else? So let's look. Obviously, as I said, the Bulls are without Quersen today. Wales World Cup captain Dewey Lake is set to return for Ospreys following a 3-month injury layoff. He hasn't played since rupturing his hamstring on the eve of the Six Nations in January. But he is included on the bench. Tipperick, Adam Beard, and Gareth Thomas also return. What was it? Ospreys head coach Toby Booth makes 6 changes to the side that beat the Stormers 27-21 in Cape Town last weekend. Morgan Morris and halfback pair Jack Walsh and Luke Davies all start, while Luke Morgan makes his 100th appearance off on the wing. Booth said, "When you come to South Africa, you know it'll be really tough, but Dewey wouldn't have it any other way. He loves an abrasive challenge." He also adds that he's had a lot of travel last week, and then game itself is 42 minutes ball in play. So the back rows in particular was basically dead on their feet, which is quite funny. Ospreys have won all 4 league and European games against South African opposition this season, so they're doing very well against South African teams. Bulls have lost their last 3 in all competitions, but remain 4th in the URC, 3 places and 6 points above the Ospreys. So not many people have given them a chance at the fixtures. Let's see. So I don't think you can pick 3 tougher games in a row than the Stormers, the Bulls, and then Leinster next weekend away for the Ospreys. So that is one hell of a challenge for them in obviously the last 2 weeks and next week. We've gone through the teams. Well, on the bench for the Bulls, we've got Aka van der Merwe, Matanzima, Mornay Smith, Janko Swanepoel, Janus Gersten, Zach Berger, Jaco van der Voort, and Devin Williams. Devin Williams, obviously, signing on for a permanent contract instead of going back to the Pumas. And then for the Ospreys, we have Dewey Lake, Nicky Smith, Ben Warren, James Ratty, Harry Deeves. Harry Deeves is good. He'll be good. Ruben Morgan Williams, Owen Williams, and Evadi Boshoff. Evadi Boshoff? Wasn't he a Lions player? God. And then we got, so the referee, Chris Busby from the IRFU. And he will be supported by Jadzweni and Van Rooyen, both from South Africa. and Andrew Brace is the TMO. So quite an experienced referee and TMO. Let's look at the log so far. Give me 1 minute. URC log. As I mentioned, the Bulls are sitting in 4th on 46 points. And they are, I think, 6 points ahead of the Ospreys, who are on 40. Let's see. So the top 8, I'd say, the first, I'd say the top 2 are pretty much settled. But, I mean, anything from 3rd down to 8th, it's only 8 points in it. 8 log points between 6 teams. And then there are 3 teams from 9th, 10th, and 11th, all on 39 points. So it's going to be one hell of an end to the season. So certainly a lot to play for in this game for both sides. More the Ospreys, because they'll want to get at least a few more points above the chasing pack, because they sit at 8th. They'll want to... excuse me. They'll want to open up some distance between Edinburgh, Connaught, and the Lions. But certainly looking forward to a good game between these two sides. The Bulls, their recent form hasn't been fantastic. In fact, it's been not great. But they did do, obviously, they got in trouble for sending a not full strength side. I still don't see what the issue is. I don't see why teams aren't allowed to send a second string side. You give players game time, but also, you have a full squad for a reason. It's not disrespectful. I think that's a bit of a silly argument. But certainly it's looking a lot stronger, Bulls side today, than the one we saw against Leinster. So hopefully we'll see some firecrackers in this game, and we'll see a decent showing from both sides. Obviously, Ospreys looking to keep their run against South African opposition going, and the Bulls looking to bounce back and really kind of maintain their grip in the top 8. Because it is theoretically possible that the Bulls could, lose the rest of their games and drop out of the top 8 entirely, which is wild to think about. But anyway, the game will be getting underway momentarily, as in very soon, and certainly looking forward to it. This is a short break at the moment, and then the game will get underway. Don't forget to chuck in the chat if you're watching this. Carmen Clutter, how you doing, mate? Yeah, Sharks won yesterday, although not totally convincing. 123 MS, hello, how you doing? Don't forget to chuck in your score predictions in the chat. Shoot me a message if you fancy chatting, and obviously, let me know who you reckon the standout players are going to be in this game. I'm seeing a cracker from Kane and Moody coming, and then where do you see these two teams ending when we move into the kind of playoffs? Do you reckon the Bulls are going to maintain their kind of log position in the top 4? Or do you think they might even drop out of the top 8 altogether? Do let me know. Certainly looking forward to it. I think if we look at the benches, it's interesting. I'd say the benches are pretty even. I would be tempted to actually favour the Ospreys bench, funnily enough, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll see how they go. It's a home game for the Bulls, so they should win this, but we will see how they go. Bulls 49, Ospreys 19, Kanan hat-trick and player of the match. Carmen, it's a good shout, that. Oh, 46-19. It's an interesting shout, that. We'll see how it goes. And you never know. You might be right. Just having a quick watch of the highlights of Wales, the Welsh women playing Italy. And I think Italy won this game, if it's not finished yet. If they're still playing. if they're still playing, then actually, you know what? Let me check. What was the score? Let me get it up on my app. Italy are winning 20 points to 15. So I think that was live. 1, 2, 3. Curtly Arnott, Moody, and Papia should do well if Scrummy and Flower have a good game. Yeah, I think that's a fairly good shout. I think it depends. It'll all kind of hinge on Chris Smith and how they deal without Jan Hussen. 1, 2, 3 reckons 24-21 to the Bulls. Sean O'Farrell, I think Ospreys 5th after the next few rounds. Glasgow still have to go to the Bulls, so they would go full strength, knowing they need to win to stay in the top 8. Yeah, I think you might be right, but we'll see. Do not count the chickens, as they say, before they hatch. I like these kind of games because I'm a neutral, and it certainly it's I just want to see the team that's playing the best win, which is always a fun one. It looks like the Bulls will be playing right to left to start with, and I think they're kicking off. Yep, Chris Smith has the ball, so they will be kicking off. And I think it'll be a good game. I tell you what, I might be watching this with Welsh commentary, just because it's it's the Welsh channel showing it on BBC iPlayer. So Chris Smith kicks off. He goes very deep, and it's a good chase there from Kanan Moody. He brings down the Ospreys player. I don't know the Ospreys fantastically well, so do bear with me on that. I will try and get their names as we go. They clear, and it goes false for Villy LaRue. I'm actually going to get the team lists up so I can see. Villy LaRue with a little dink over the top to chase. It's found grass, but it has bounced well for the number 10 in Jack Walsh. You know what? I kind of want a better team list than this. Give me 1 second to get a better team list so I can see the numbers and read it quicker. There. No, that only tells us the Bulls. That's not ideal. Let me try and find what I'm looking for. So Ospreys clear, and it's a terrible knock on by Villy LaRue. Awful knock on. And the Ospreys have the chance to whip it wide. Walsh whips it. No, sorry, Walsh was hanging wide, so he's the recipient of the pass. And I think it was a turnover there. I think the Bulls might want a penalty. Come on, show me the lineups. Maybe it'll be here. Yeah. No. Wait, come on. Show me. Glasgow beating Zebraden 14 points to 9. There we go. That's what I need. Okay, I've got the team list up now in positional order. Yeah, it's just Jack Walsh just getting a bit isolated there. And it was, what's his name? Johan Krobler who gets over that ball and latches onto it. So Bulls kick to the line. So they've got a line out 7 meters out. Set the maul. Krobler will get it at the back. A lot of Ospreys players have broken off the side. Bulls maul looking solid. It is moving forward slightly. You can see Tipperick there with the long hair and his scrum cap. Okay, they're going to have to use it now. The maul is not really moving. Although now it does. It breaks out the side. And the ball squirts out the front. And it's called as a knock on. So the Bulls, well defended there from the Ospreys. And an attacking opportunity for the Bulls goes a-begging. Let's see. As a neutral, who do you think will win Championship Cup next season? The Championship Cup. Next season. See, that's interesting. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What chance did you give Sharks in their Challenge Cup semi versus Clermont? Clermont haven't been fantastic recently. They almost lost their last game. And but the Sharks, again, they were not fantastic yesterday with their full strength side, and that was slightly worrying. Although I think hopefully they've got some dust out of the way. So we'll see. I think Sharks can win if they play well. Morgan breaks off the back. Sorry, Morgan Morris breaks off the back. So many Morgans. And it's Luke Davies who's going to box kick. He hasn't. Don't think he's. No, he does. He finds touch just out about 5 meters outside of the Ospreys 22. I think Sharks can win. I'm not so certain they will. So Krobler throws to the front. Papier, Smith. Smith goes behind to Villy Leroux. Out the back to Kanan Moody. Kanan Moody's taking on the line. He gets the ball free onto Villy Leroux's foot. But I think it's a forward pass. Good attacking intent though from the Bulls. They're looking sharp. They're looking sharp. They look like they know what they want to do, which is a good sign. Excuse me. Oh, and I think Wales have gone ahead of Italy in the women's game. I think it's yep, it is. Oh, and I think Wales have stolen it in the final minute, and I think that is the final score. And well, credit to them. Good on them. So what's going on? I missed that now that I was looking at that. We could have to play Benetton or Gloucester. I reckon the Sharks will beat Benetton. I'm not so sure about Gloucester. Gloucester are looking good this season. So Ospreys will have a scrum. I'm just going to put my glasses on, otherwise my eyes are going to get really tired. Ospreys will have a scrum. It's really annoying watching this in Welsh, with Welsh commentary. Bulls scrum looking decent, but both scrums kind of moving sideways. So there'll be a reset. Yeah, so a reset scrum. Both front rows moving sideways. So it'll still be Ospreys ball. Still Ospreys ball. Luke Davies will feed it into the scrum and probably whip it away to Jack Walsh. I'm sure Jack Walsh is a Kiwi. I'm sure he's from New Zealand. But who knows? Maybe he'll show up in a Welsh shirt at some point. I'd say that's an earliest shove from the Bulls, but they're now looking to get some ascendancy in and they win the penalty at that scrum. And I think the Bulls will now get first blood with a kick from Chris Smith. But we'll see what they think. Are they going to go for poles or are they going to go for the line? I think they're going to go for touch. I think they're going to go for touch. And they do. And Chris Smith finds a decent touch, not too far from the line. So they throw to the front of the lineup and they set them all again. Working its way back to Krobler. He now has it. Ospreys so far holding it fairly well, but I think there'll be a break off here in the Bulls. As I said, the Bulls are rumbling forward fairly easily. This will definitely be a try for Krobler. He's over. The Bulls break the deadlock on the 7.5 minute mark and score through hooker Krobler. And very well worked try there. They were very patient, the Bulls. They knew that the Ospreys were kind of coming around, so they worked their way a little bit in field, waited for the Ospreys to break, and basically just drove straight through them after that. And yeah, I think that will probably be 7 points to nil. So, good decision to not go for the penalty then. Good decision. Is the scoreboard not uploading? Let me just reload this quickly. I want to check the scoreboard's uploading. Oh, I mean, I suppose they just scored, so it might not show. There we go. Wait. What? Why is the scoreboard saying 0-0 and 1 minute into the game? Smith does convert the kick, so it is 7 points to 0. Okay, let me just figure out why the scoreboard's not working. Yeah, I don't know why the scoreboard isn't working. It seems to be like 5. No, there we go. I think it's I think the site we use isn't connected properly or something like that. But at least like it's catching up. So Jack Walsh will get us underway again, and it goes fairly deep into the 22, but the Bulls take it well. Okay, good. So it's updated. Don't look at the time. The time is wrong. Good carry there from the Bulls' big number 1 in Gerard Steenkamp. Papier probably going to launch a box, does so. 10 minutes gone in this first half. And it's a good tap back by Moody. He taps it straight back to Elric Lowe. Krobela feeds the number 8 in Cameron Honeycomb. Definitely a future Springbok. And they stab it through. It's into the 22. Walsh is going to have to scramble back and do something with this. Curtly Aronson all over him, though. Bulls could try and go for a penalty here. Nope. Ospreys do manage to get back in time and sort it out. So the number 9, Luke Davies, he gets the ball away through a box kick, brings play almost up to the Ospreys 10-meter line, but certainly a good attack there from the Bulls. Bulls go to the front of the lineup. Papier feeds Smith. Smith off to Nizam Carr. Papier again. He this time feeds Ludwig. Ludwig straight through. And the man's got pace for a big lock. He off the floor to Papier. Villiers Leroux taps it on. Oh, and I think that'll be adjudged a knock-on from Oh, no, it's not. The referee's allowed it. It says it's gone backwards. Kane Moody puts it on the toe, gets it through, and he dives over. And what a try there from the Bulls. I mean, I thought he might have knocked it on there, and I think they might check it. But what a try for the Bulls. Yeah, but so the timer on the scoreboard is not updating, and the points is a bit behind. I think they're checking it. Yeah, I think they're checking it because I think he knocked that on. I really think Kane Moody knocked that on, but we'll see what the referee thinks. They are looking at it. Although they're struggling to see because of the sun. It looks like a very nice bright day there in Loftus, in Pretoria. Let's have a look here. So Kane Moody. Yeah, that's a knock-on. Absolute knock-on. No try. There's no way they can award that. He's 100% knocked that on. Yep, no try. Kane Moody's try is scratched off. It was, I wouldn't say a poor pass because it was a tap on. But yeah, so chance goes begging for the Bulls. But showing some clear attacking threats there. So it'll be a scrum to the Ospreys. 12 minutes gone, just inside their own 22. And I think either Luke Davies, Jack Walsh, or potentially Max Nagy will look to get a decent clearance here and try and get back some territory. Get them up to as close to halfway as possible. So Luke Davies is going to feed this scrum. And the Bulls have got a bit of ascendancy in this area. So will they challenge for it, or do they just look to hold it? No, the Ospreys are up holding it strong. Davies feeds his number 12. And it's Kieran Williams. Davies again, this time to his number 5 in Hugh Sutton. Hit back quite hard was Hugh Sutton. But Ospreys managed to maintain it, although the Bulls are trying as hard as they can to get a counter ruck going. Davies. Oof, he just gets that kick over Ludwig. Hanekom takes it well. Is it Hanekom? Yeah, Cameron Hanekom. Papier. That's offside from the definitely offside. Nizam Kar almost thinks about the offload, but decides not to. I would say the Ospreys are offside. The move before. Moody comes into the line. Papier, still going blind, decides to kick over the top, and it's not a good one. Straight to Jack Walsh, who boots it downfield. And there's a lot of space there, and I think that's a 50-22. I think that's a 50-22. Brilliant kick from Jack Walsh. What a great kick. Earning them a 50-22 off of a silly kick over by Papier. So it'll be a line out to the Ospreys. They go to the front through Adam Beard. Davies off to Williams. Williams doing well to maintain his feet under the attention of Krobela. Davies off to the hooker in Sam Parry. Stopped really well by the Bulls. Davies again. Number 5, Hugh Sutton. Davies. Number 3, Reese Henry to Walsh. Oh, this is really good from the Ospreys. Good spot tackle on Luke Nagy, though. Sorry, Max Nagy. And the Bulls try to get the steal, but give away the penalty. And so now, do they go for the line or do they go to get some points on the board? They're going to go for a shot. Jack Walsh pointing to the posts. So Ospreys just looking to get onto the scoreboard. 15 minutes gone. So this should be 7 points to 3. I'm pretty sure Jack Walsh is a decent kicker. The Ospreys kit is really cool. Just a big Ospreys face. So Jack Walsh. Oh, the ball's fallen over. He's still got, I think, 20 seconds. Walsh. And he's had to rush it. And because of that, he's missed. And he'll be frustrated with that. It wasn't a massively difficult kick. He'll certainly be annoyed with himself there. But ball falling off the tee. And we saw that with Paolo Garbisi in the Six Nations, didn't we? Chris Smith trying to take it quickly. He goes very low and long all the way into the Ospreys 22. Walsh is back there. And he decides to clear it from inside his 22. He's found a good touch. Brings play inside the Bulls' half. Good kick there from Jack Walsh. So it'll be a line out to the Bulls. And Krobler will kick. He will throw in at the lineup. Kick. What am I talking about? He throws in. They jump high in the middle. And it was Ludwig who jumped there. Krobler's got it at the back. I think he's going to have to use it. The Bulls may be waiting, see if it creeps forward, but I don't see this one going. No, it's told to use it now. Ludwig, Krobler breaks off. Supported by Hanekom. Papier probably going to go for a box kick here. He's got some space to play with. He does go for a box kick, and it's a good one. It's a good distance on that and height. Gives Kanan Moody the opportunity to tackle the player immediately as he lands. And it was Luke Morgan, I think, who rose to take that catch. Luke Davies. He kicks downfield. I think it's Villy Leroux under... Nope, it's Chris Smith. Chris Smith rides the tackle of Giles. And then Tipperick tries to wrap him up. Now, has the referee called them all? Nope, the ball's come back. Here is Ludwig. And Papier. Oh, Villy Leroux under some pressure, but he gets his kick away. And it's a great take there from Nagy. Ospreys looking to trundle it up the middle with their big props. And Davies is going to go for another box kick. Good kick, this one from Davies. Leroux takes it well. He's wrapped up, though. Although the Bulls maintain possession. They go back to Chris Smith at the back of that ruck, and he launches a kick downfield. I think it's going to land straight in Walsh's hands. It does. He's probably going to launch his own bomb for Nagy to chase. This is a much longer one. Oh, the Bulls have let it bounce, but Villy Leroux does get it off the bounce. He passes to Chris Smith. Chris Smith thinks he's got all the time in the world, but Nagy gets up and tackles him. Papier is going to have to use this. Gets it to his forwards in Elrich Lowe. Papier out the back to Villy Leroux. Villy Leroux chips forward for Curtly Aronson to chase. They're going to come back for a penalty. Curtly Aronson doesn't manage to gather it. But they'll come back for the penalty just outside the 22. It's a clever kick, that, from Villy Leroux. I think Aronson should have tried to put that on his foot and just chased it. But they got a penalty anyway. So Chris Smith kicks to the line. And it's a good kick. He's brought play up to the Ospreys 10-meter line. So the Bulls and Papier knocks that on badly at the front of that line out. And so it'll be a scrum down to the Ospreys. Not sure the Bulls will be too upset by that. I mean, he'll be annoyed because he wanted to play, but a scrum for the Bulls is never a bad thing. Because let's be honest, they've been eating their cake. It wasn't the greatest pass off the top, but Papier certainly should have done better there. Question is Papier ever going to get into the Springbok squad with like Hendrickse, with Nahamba, with Grant Williams? Is it ever going to happen with Reinach? Probably not. And he's good. He's very good. Bulls throw it to the front of the line out. That Krobler decides to go quickly. Papier off to David Creel. Papier snipes, but he's called back for a penalty for holding on. If he wasn't, he was through. He stepped two people, including Justin Tipperick, and he was basically under the sticks. 20 minutes gone. Halfway through the first half. God, this water tastes like shit, eh? And it's a poor kick from Jack Walsh. It's landed for Villy Leroux. Oh, it looked a bit forward for me there, but the referee said play on. Tipperick told to release Kanan Moody as he's got his knees to the ground. Bulls forwards looking dangerous around these flanks. Chris Smith, Villy Leroux. Leroux to Nizam Carr. Nizam Carr gets around. Gets it to Curtly Aronson. Aronson on the inside to Creel, and Creel will stroll over unopposed. Bulls get their second try. I mean, I think it was more than 2 phases back, so they can't actually rule it out for that forward pass. But I think that was a forward pass from Billy LaRue to I think it was Kane Moody. So lucky to get away with that one, but certainly a very well worked try for the Bulls. And that was brilliant running and offload from Nizam Kar. And obviously Currie so just receives the ball, draws the man, and then passes in field. Yeah. So Chris Smith lining up the kick. This will open it up to a 14-point lead. Smith knocks that one over, 14 points to 0. Bulls lead in Loftus 22 and a half minutes into this match. And it's been a good start for the Bulls. They've looked strong. They've looked dangerous when they've used it in attack. And Osprey is just looking a bit flat-footed. Someone in the crowd looking a bit like a slightly bigger version of our Stephen Pettit. Clearly not doing as much running as Steve does. Walsh will get us underway again. He kicks deeper into the 22 this time. Falls for Hanekom. No, sorry, Elric Lowe. But Beard probably going to launch a box kick here. And does. Beard trying to put pressure on him, but didn't really get anywhere near. It's not the... I'd say the box kick wasn't fantastic. That's 100% been lost forward by the Bulls, but there's no call of it, but the Ospreys do come away with it. Here's Walsh. He feeds it to his big number 1, Gareth Thomas. Davies. Nagy. Or Nagy. Nagy. He's really Nagy. Davies. Walsh has to get that ball away quickly and does. It's good hands there. Here is Watkin. Davies. Number 3 is Reese Henry. Oh, it's another good run there from, Adam Beard made that run, but the Locks are doing stuff. Jack Walsh puts a little dink through and will bring play just outside the Bulls 22, but they've relinquished possession, so they're going to have to work to get it back. Oh, I feel so tired. It's catching up to me. I'll have to go and have a coffee at half time. Ooh. This is good from the Bulls, though. They are constantly putting the Ospreys under pressure. Bulls take it through Hanekom. Chris Smith, he puts it back in field to Ludwig. So just so you're aware, guys, the clock in the scoreboard is 5 minutes behind, give or take. It's a great chase by Kane and Moody. He's claimed it. Giles just couldn't get up above him. Here's LaRue. LaRue on a short ball. Gives it off to the number 12. Who's number 12? Is it? No, Harold Forster. Pierre recycles. Smith. Smith with a kick, but it's charged down by Adam Beard. Ooh. That I would look at. That looked like taking off the ball. Yep, and it's a penalty. Penalty to the Ospreys. I think Keelan Giles was taken off the ball there. By I think it's Kane and Moody who's penalised for the high tackle and off the ball. So Jack Walsh will kick to the line. He brings play inside the 22. Oh no, it was Nizam Kar who made that tackle. Yeah, that was that was horrible. That deserves potentially a bit more. That looked like in the yellow region. So Parry will throw into the line out. They go to the front to Beard. They set the maul, but no, they use it quickly. Davies back inside to what's his name? Gareth Thomas. Tipperick. Davies again. Decides to hold the ball. It's a great running line from Reese Henry. Reese Henry gets it away to Hugh Sutton, who passes in field to Luke Davies, and the Ospreys do score a very well worked try. A lot of deception in that one, a lot of inside runners, and absolutely brilliant there from the Ospreys. All starts with Luke Davies, gets his big number 3, Reese Henry, through the field. He offloads it in turn to Hugh Sutton, who then gets the ball away in field, back to the scrum half, who then scores. Oh, and that was absolutely brilliant from the Ospreys. Absolutely brilliant from the Ospreys. So, can Walsh get this one over? Crazy, we're almost half an hour into this game already. Daniel David Creel. Aye. So, Walsh, a little bit easier kick this time. A little bit, not too much. He does get that one over. He closes the gap to 7 points, a converted try, and the Ospreys are on the score sheet. So the ball's kicked deep, but it's still it's a fairly contestable kick. And Canan Moody wraps up the catcher. Davies definitely going for a box kick here. Does so. Hasn't found a decent touch. He's maybe got 20 meters off that. Well, I just suppose it's not terrible. It looks worse than it is. But they are still inside their own 10-meter line, are the Ospreys, and they've conceded possession. So we'll see. And I think the Bulls need to try and bully them here, because they've got so much strength and gas. Papier, Chris Smith. Smith at the back to LaRue. LaRue to his forwards in Hanekom. Papier decides to change direction, go right. Smith. Canan Moody gets it away to Elric Lowe, who's charging down that right-hand side. He gets over Gut Giles. Papier, he tries to snipe. There's a high tackle there from the Ospreys, so there's a penalty advantage. Moody. Yeah, it's Max Nagy who's going to get penalised. Smith gets the ball away to LaRue. LaRue whips it wide to Nizam Carr, who's been in the wider channels a lot today. He gets it off in field to Hanekom. Kieran Williams holds him up. Oh, it's a looping pass. Curtly Arnser with the easiest of catches and touchdowns in that left-hand side. And it's an immediate hit back and try for the Bulls. And that is the 30th minute up. 10 more minutes in this first half. Good run there from Eric Lowe. Sorry. Eric Lowe. Nizam Carr's been everywhere. He's been very skillful in this game so far. He's playing really, really well. Let's have a look. Anyone? Where can you watch this? So I'm watching it in Welsh on BBC iPlayer. It's free. If you don't live in the UK, use a VPN. But you will have to watch it with Welsh commentary. Other than that, use some streaming sites online. So Chris Smith, can he convert this? It's I wouldn't say it's the easiest kick. It's really not. But he was so close to keeping that in, but it unfortunately drifts out. But brilliant pass from Papier. Oh, and they're comparing Curtly Arnser to Gio Aplon. Gio Aplon was one of my favorite players for the Box. He was so good. So good. So 9 minutes left in this first half. And the Bulls lead 19 points to 7. Ospreys kick off. This time they go a bit more shallow. Falls to Low. Sorry, no, that isn't Low. Who's number 4? Number four is Run for Mark. Good run there from Gerard Steenkamp. And Papia clears. Good take by Nagy, though. Until he's drilled backwards by a Bulls tackler. Davies. Parry. Off to Tipperick. Tipperick a little bit isolated here. And there comes the penalty. Although it is for the Ospreys for not rolling away. I honestly thought that would go the way of the Bulls. I'm not so sure the referee's right on that one. Wasn't the tackler. Unless it wasn't him and someone else wasn't rolling away. I wasn't paying much attention. So, Jack Walsh will kick to the corner. Yeah. And it's close. Kroblar wasn't far off getting that, but the problem is he never got his hands initially on the ball. So it'll be a line out to the Ospreys with about 7.5 minutes to go. Can they get themselves back into this game? They know they're by no means out of it. They throw to the back through their big number 4, Adam Beard. Here's Giles. Giles! Oof, God, he almost totally broke that line. Walsh comes off his foot, so it's no knock on. Davies. Reese Henry with a good run ball. Davies decides to change direction and goes to Sam Parry instead. Penalty advantage against Nizam Khan for not rolling away. They're going to keep playing under the advantage, though. Oh, Giles. Oh, that might be seen as taking a player out. Are they going to check that? No, doesn't look like they are. So it'll come back for the penalty. It was a good idea there from Keelan Giles. I think the kick was probably a little bit too hard, and he he didn't seem to what's the word? I don't know. I don't remember what I was trying to say there. Don't forget the Dragons playing Connaught tonight. Is that tonight or tomorrow? I think it's tonight. And then tomorrow we've got Cardiff versus Edinburgh. Big game for Edinburgh, that. And it does look like the Ospreys will be taking a 3-point shot here, which would reduce the deficit to 9. We've got just over 5 minutes left in this first half. Now, my problem here is the Bulls have looked good when they're, potentially scoring tries. And so they will score some more. And Ospreys can't win this by just kicking penalties, I don't think. I could be totally wrong, but it's just my opinion. I don't think they'll win this by kicking penalties. Walsh knocks that one over, reduces the deficit to 9 points, and we're into the final 5 minutes of this first half. It's quite a good banner. 5 people holding up a banner. One saying it's, one saying his, next one saying birthday, and then an arrow. So Bulls will get us back underway through Chris Smith. He kicks long again. I believe that falls straight to Davies, and then Davies will also return the favour. But he won't get any interest on that. Nope, and he doesn't even get it out. Here's Lowe. Lowe beats one tackle. Papia, all offside there from Ospreys. Bulls still attacking. Papia decides to go to the blind. Papia, and there'll be a penalty here for playing the scrum off. Papia decides to go quickly. Papia breaks one way. He's eventually brought down by Davies. Walsh tries to get over, and Walsh with a great steal. And Papia was so close to being away there, but Walsh did brilliantly well to get over that ball. Three and a half minutes left in the first half. The referee just having a word with Morgan Morris, who I think is playing captain. or acting captain. Just one of the props receiving attention to his hand for the Ospreys. I think it is Gareth Thomas, I think. Surprised the referee hasn't called time off here. And now whoever controls the clock has reset it back down to he's taken off about 30, 40 seconds. I like that. I like that they did take the seconds. Oh, and he's done it again. So 4 minutes, 4 whole minutes left of this first half. So Ospreys throw to the back this time through their number 5, Sutton. Carrying, hard carry up midfield. 3.5 minutes left. Davies chips over the top with a very high box kick. It's a bit too long. Villiers Leroux will catch and call the mark. And he clears. And does find a decent-ish touch on halfway. So a decent clearance from Villiers Leroux. And about to enter the third last minute of this first half. So it's been a pretty action-packed first half. We've already had 4 tries. 4 tries already in this first half. 3 for the Bulls, 1 for the Ospreys. They throw to the middle to Justin Tipperick. Here's Walsh. Walsh goes to Watkin. Watkin out to Nagy. Nagy trying to beat Creel on the outside. Can't do so. Creel thought he'd stolen it there. Davies, Walsh. Adam Beard with a carry. Here is Morgan Morse. Walsh. Walsh almost breaking the line. Davies. Feeds Parry. Morgan Morris protecting. Number 12 in Kieran Williams steps in field and then goes. 2 minutes left. Here's Giles off his wing. Giles, almost through, but there's a scrag from a Bulls player on his shirt, and he doesn't get through. Oh, and there's an intercept, and this will be David Creel. Creel has to pass in field to Kane and Moody, and Moody will truck over under the sticks. Bulls get their bonus point within the first half. And what an intercept read there from David Creel. And just a little pass over the top of the head of an Ospreys player. And Moody goes over untouched. And it's the 2 props trying to link up. The number 3, Reese Henry, throwing an intercept pass. That was flat, maybe. Well, with 1 minute left in this first half, the Bulls take a 14-point lead with a kick to come. And it's an easy, straightforward kick for Chris Smith, so you'd think it'll at least be 26-10 at halftime. And they'll be happy with that. So, Chris Smith really taking quite a bit of time with this kick. He slots it over. 30 seconds left until halftime. $30 seconds. 20 seconds left now. Oh, and it was such a good read there from Creel. And that's why you don't want props in the back line. You know a prop is going to pass like that. So the clock is now in the red. So there'll be one more restart, and I imagine the Bulls will probably just kick it off the field. But Walsh goes very high and fairly short. Now, does Papier just get the ball off the park? This is the question. I think he should. Yep. Passes back to Chris Smith, and Chris Smith will take them into the halftime sheds for the Oranges. 26 points to, 10? 26 points to 10, I think it was. 26 points to 10. So, solid first half from the Bulls. Although the Ospreys is showing some decent fight in it, which is good to see. We will be back with the second half in about 10 minutes. Grab a drink, and we'll see you then. All right, and we're back. Hello, everybody. We're back for the second half. The teams are out onto the pitch. We are just waiting for the kickoff. And yeah, I got myself a brewski. I'm sorry. The English language is not available here. You're lying to me. Anyway, so players underway. Bulls leading by 16 at the break. Tipperick with an immediately good tackle on the big number tree, which is Reece Henry. Chris Smith has ample time to get this kick away. Good take by Jack Walsh. Almost gets his boot into Kane and Moody, though. Here's Nagy. He gets wrapped up. Passes it back to Kieran Williams. Kieran Williams with a... Oh, God, he almost makes a great break. But he offloads it straight to Gerard Steenkamp. Bulls get the ball. Papier. He goes to Villy Leroux. Villy Leroux with a very flat over-the-top pass. Creel's got it now. No, it's not Creel. Forster kicks it forwards for Creel to chase. But the number 14 in Luke Morgan gets back and dots it down. But brilliant from the Bulls. You kind of feel they should have kept that in hand. I think if the Bulls kept that in hand, they would have scored. Now, I think the benches will come into play hugely in this game. I have a feeling they will be very important for this match. Walsh with a fairly long drop kick to start the game back off, and it falls straight for Honeycomb, who's going to run straight back into heavy traffic. Papier, number 3, oh my God, Chris Smith. Papier again. Creel with a dab through. Kane and Moody's after this. He should get on it, and he does, and it is a try for Kane and Moody, and a great start to the second half for the Bulls. Within 2 minutes, and they're over on the right-hand side. That was a brilliant kick from David Creel. And it's now becoming a bit of a mountain to climb for the Ospreys if they want to get anything out of this game. What a kick there from Creel. Oh, perfect. Perfect end over end. When you think about it, rugby is such a weird game. It's so strange. So it's a very difficult kick here for Chris Smith. Interesting he doesn't take a step back in his run-up. Drills it dead straight down the middle. And 33 points to 10. A 23-point lead with 3 minutes gone in this second half. It's not looking good for the Ospreys. This could be a bit of a rout. Gain and Moody hat-trick. Fish always fish. Nice. So Ospreys go shallow this time to the left-hand side of the field, or rather to their right hand. They're running onto their right. It's taken well by Ruan Vermark. Papier with a box kick to chase. Ospreys do claim it. Davies to Gareth Thomas. I do feel that the Welsh teams just cannot compete currently. That's why they're losing all their players. And Davies launches a high up and under, but doesn't get very far. And Curlie Orange is after this one, but it is picked up by Nagy. He gets a great offload to Tipperick, and as Tipperick tries to offload it, Bulls player gets a hand to it, and it's knocked on. Villy Leroux gets the ball out the back to Creel. Creel's made a break to Papier on the inside, and Ambrose Papier will run in another try. 2 tries within 2 minutes for the Bulls, and they really are turning on the afterburners early in this second half. This could end up being a very long afternoon for the Ospreys with the way the Bulls have come out firing. Creel is on fire here. It's great out the back pass from Leroux. Creel goes straight through, and Nagy has to line him up, and Papier is on his inside for an easy try. And that, if I think if this kick goes over, that's 40 points to 10 with 35 minutes left. We could see like a 60-point game here. Well, 60 point on one side. Can Chris Smith convert? He certainly should. It's an easy kick. Easy kick for Chris Smith here. But I tell you what a start to this second half for the Bulls. They are cruising. 40 points to 10. Why is this game? Is it not showing on DSTV? That's weird, considering it's a home South African game. That's very odd. God, 40 points to 10. 7 minutes gone. Ospreys, same thing, although this time it does go just inside the 22. Hanekom takes it cleanly and runs out of the 22. Papier looking for a box kick here. Beard's probably going to try and charge him down, but can't do so. That was lucky that Aronson was lucky that the Ospreys player didn't jump higher. Walsh, yeah, the Ospreys just aren't offering much. They do get a penalty though. So hands on the floor before coming back onto the ball from Nizam Carr. So it will be a penalty to the Ospreys. And I think, at this point, all you really can do is try and get some tries on the board. They are, at this moment, looking very defeated. Supersport. So, just a reminder of the results so far this weekend, as the Ospreys lose their own line out, and Curtly Aronson comes away with it and kicks downfield, although it's more of a chip downfield. The Sharks beat Scarlets 32-27, and Benetton, I think, lost to Ulster 38-34. Oh, and I tell you what, the Ospreys are going to get a try here, and it's all come from a loose kick from Curtly Aronson. And we are seeing a flood of tries. And it is the number 12, Kieran Williams, who scores for the Ospreys. And what a return off that kick. Nagy decides to chip it over the top. He chases his own kick and offloads to Williams, who runs it in. And who knows? Are we going to see a bit of a resurgence from the Scarlets, from the Ospreys? That was a very simple try for them to score. Curtly Aronson was a poor kick from him. Although then if the ball bounced back to him instead of forwards to Nagy, it would have been brilliant. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's amazing how brilliance can also be just the other side of a huge mistake. So, Walsh looking to claw back an extra 2 points. I think he's got that. Yep, Walsh converts 40 points to 17. And I tell you what, I mean, we've already had 3 tries in the first 9.5 minutes of the second half. It was not a good kick from Curtly Aronson. Even if it bounced back, it wouldn't have done anything. Not a good kick from Aronson. He'll be annoyed with that. Go on, Ospreys. Get yourselves back in this game. It's fallen to the try scorer. And I tell you what, he's already broken 3 tackles. Running slightly sideways, though, so he doesn't make much ground. Davies. To Morse. To Walsh. To Nagy. Oh, it's not a good pass from the number 13 in Owen Watkin, the Welsh international. Bit of a no-look pass. God, 10 minutes gone and the scoreboard has changed dramatically. The Bulls winning this half so far at 14 points to 7. But I tell you what, certainly livened things up with that first 10 minutes. I feel more awake now. And I think there have already been some changes made. Number 20 has come on for the Ospreys, and that is Harry Deves. I think he is replacing, and also number 16. So Dewey Lake is onto the field. I think a whole bunch of changes have already been made. And I think Ruben Morgan Williams has also come onto the pitch. Deves has come in for Morse. The Bulls win the line out. Papier, but there's a knock on called. So we've got 16, 20, and 21. I think they're all the ones that have come onto the field. I don't think the Bulls have made any changes yet. But Deves is a good player. I'm excited to see what he can do. I want this to be a tight game. Tight games are always great. So, new man Ruben Morgan Williams will have the put into this scrum. Dewey Lake obviously on for Parry after his long layoff from injury at the beginning of that. Well, just before the Six Nations started. There's a chip through there from Williams. Sorry, Watkin, I think. Willie LaRue's coming back with it. I mean, is that forward, really? Creel juggling it. I don't know if it is forward, though. Not sure. But kind of juggles it and then slaps it in field by accident. I don't know if it's been adjudged forward. Oh, it's brilliant from Moody to pass that to yeah, I suppose it is forward. But I mean, it was almost an absolutely brilliant move down that wing. LaRue doing really well there. Try bonus point would be a good result for the Ospreys. They're not out of this game yet, but it's a bit of a way to claw it back. They're 23 points behind. Referee saying telling the front rows to stand up and get reset. I think Davies had a decent-ish game, but I know Ruben Morgan Williams is a quality player, and I think he'll bring a spark to this game. Morgan Morse, I thought, was very quiet today, which is why I think Deves has come on for him. Morgan Morse, Morgan Williams. What am I talking about? Here is oh my god, Giles, and he loses it forwards. It's been gathered and passed infield by the Bulls. Oh, it's a great tackle by Giles, though. Extra roll called by the Bull against the Bulls player, so they'll come back for the scrum for the knock-on. Unfortunately for Giles to lose that in contact, but then he hits a huge tackle. And here is probably the first change for the Bulls. Akka van der Merwe making his way onto the field for Grobbelaar. For Johan Grobbler. Johan Grobbelaar. He had a good game. He scored a try. Yeah, he played well. So bull scrum, prepare to feed. I wonder if we'll see Jakob under vault at some point. Papier feeds Smith. Back out the back to Papier. Papier goes himself, breaks one tackle, and he's got it off to Arnser. And Arnser's going to have too much gas. He's in. And Arnser is in the corner. The Bulls get another try, and that's already 4 tries in 14 and a half minutes in this second half. Bulls hit the stride. 45-17. Curtly Arnser does get on the board. And I tell you what, Arnser was looking a bit casual there. Embrose Papier did so well there. Yeah. Again, Arnser was looking so casual, thinking that he was so far away from Luke Morgan. He really wasn't. He made that harder for himself than he needed to. But he does score the try. Another very hard kick for Chris Smith. But I suppose at this point, it's just kicking practice. I'd like to see Devon Williams get onto the pitch for a bit. Devon? 16 minutes gone in this second half already. God, it's been that fast. It's been such good rugby. Can Smith drill this one straight through the middle like he did the last? I think he has. Oh, he's kicking well. Chris Smith drills it through the middle right from the touchline. And he is kicking very well today. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets hooked off soon. Brilliant try there from the Bulls. So, Ospreys, they are enjoying peppering that right-hand side. But I tell you what, Ludwig is doing very well just to claim that every time. Papier is going to box kick for his wingers to chase. Curtly Arnser is herring after this. Here is Walsh. Walsh steps in field, but he's wrapped up. Tipperik's going to look asking for it, but he's not going to get it. Morgan Williams off to his forwards. Morgan Williams again. Here's Nagy. Off to Reese Henry. Morgan Williams. Dewey Lake. Big man's on the field. Morgan Williams has to go quickly back to Jack Walsh. And he's skied a kick, but it's not a great chase. Chris Smith gets it away to Curtly Arnser, although he's pretty well watched by Luke Morgan. Oh, this is good from the Bulls. They're up over halfway. LaRue acting as 15. Acting as the first receiver. Papier. Smith juggles it and knocks it forwards. Ospreys can play on, though. Morgan Williams shifts it. Tipperik. Watkin whips it away to Nagy, who manages to hold on somehow, but then it's stripped and lost forward, so they'll come back for the knock-on. And here we go. Some changes coming on. Ivadi Boshoff is coming onto the field, as well as James Ratti. And I think who's been replaced here? I think it looks like Hugh Sutton is off. And Warren has come on for Reese Henry. So Ben Warren is on for Reese Henry as well. And I think Boshoff has come on for... it looked like it was Kieran Williams, but I'm not sure. Yep, so Ratti on for Sutton. Penalty against the Ospreys for the front row collapsing. Very strong scrum from the Bulls. And Boshoff, yeah. Oh, Boshoff came on for Owen Watkin. Halfway through the second half already. It's crazy. Chris Smith is going to go for the corner, obviously, when you're 30 points ahead. Why wouldn't you? No, with 20 minutes to go, I think it's fairly safe to say the Ospreys have lost this game. They're not going to score 30 points and let the Bulls not score anything. So now I think they should just try and play for a try bonus point, and that's all really they should care about. Van der Merwe throws to the front. And he's got the ball at the back of the ruck. He does take it out, though. Papier flings it wide to Creel. Creel into the 22. And he's still going. Now he's down. Papier goes quickly. Good carries from the Bulls. Advantage. Not rolling away. Adam Beard. Papier. Smith. LaRue with a dink over the top. Not a good one, but there was a penalty. It was a bit of a Hail Mary kick that from Villiers LaRue. So Smith, and I think I think they're gonna take a tap and go. Yep, the forwards are gonna take a tap and go here. Interesting. I thought they'd set a line out more, but I think they'll probably score from this as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they just give it to Akke van der Merwe and just let the Warthog go. Yep. No, it's not off to Akke van der Merwe. I think it's to Hanekom. Up here. Offloads quickly to Steenkamp. Papier again. Hanekom. Papier again, this time to Elric Lowe. They're a meter out. Nazam Carr. He's wrapped up and driven back a meter. Here's Akke van der Merwe. He's pushing. He's a meter out now. Papier. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card. Luke Nagy's going to get a yellow card here. I think they're going to have to check that because that looked like a slap down from Luke Nagy. Let's have a look. Interesting. I'm not sure how I'd referee that because Villiers LaRue, it was going above Villiers LaRue. It's difficult. I don't know. Like, he thought he could get there. I don't know. It's probably going to be a yellow card. I think Villiers LaRue was trying to get out of the way so it would skip him. Yeah, he was trying to tap it on. This will be interesting. I'm not sure how the referee will deal with this. Yeah, I'm really not sure. We'll see. Interesting. I think it will be maybe a penalty. I'm not sure they'll give a yellow card. But it might be because he was the last man and there was an overlap. Maybe it will be. Because if that had gone to hand, it was a try. Yeah, I think it might be a penalty try. I'm not sure. Yep. So it's going to be a penalty try and a yellow card against Luke Nagy. Sorry, Max Nagy. And that's unfortunate from the fullback. Max Nagy gets a yellow card, and the Bulls move even further into the lead. 37 points ahead now, the Bulls. 54 points to 17, and the Ospreys have a man down for 10 minutes. This could be a bit of a bloody end to the game. I think the Bulls might run a bit rampant now. So, two more reserves coming on now. Ambrose Papier has had a great game, but he's coming off. Yanko Swanepoel has come on for Cameron Honeycomb. He's had a good game. And it will be Zach Berger coming on for Embrus Papier. Ospreys have only hit that right-hand side with the kickoffs. And it's Kirsten? It's not Oh, sorry. Swanepoel is 19. They've got this wrong on here. They've got Yanko Swanepoel twice. So it's Kirsten who's come on. Zach Berger with his first kick of the game with a box kick for Curtly Aronson to chase. Curtly Aronson's got to be careful of backing into those things. Number 20, Harry Deves offloads it to Dewey Lake. Morgan Williams. Here's Morris. Morgan Williams again. Nicky Smith to Dewey Lake. Morgan Williams decides to go himself. Almost gets through, but he is scragged by Rowan Vermark. Yeah, the Ospreys are just looking a bit unsure of what to do. Good carry from Ratty, but is it going to amount to anything? Deves. Morgan Williams. Here is Boshoff. Boshoff attacking the line with a step. Morgan Williams again. They are keeping possession at least. And what's his name? Keelan Giles coming into the line off his wing. Beard with a good tip on. They're not moving forwards though. Giles. Yeah, the Ospreys are kind of getting pushed back a bit here. That looks a bit forward from Jack Walsh. Morgan Williams and Jack Walsh is going to have to kick. They're not getting any go forwards, so he's gonna kick, and it's a good kick. It's a really good kick. It brings play inside the Bulls 22. It's not a 50-22 because it was taken back over, but it's a good territory gain. Good territory gain for the Ospreys. And considering they have a yellow card, they'll want to, get as much time out of their own half as possible to try and kind of. Oh, and I think it's Matanzima is on for Steenkamp, and I think there's another change as well, and I believe it is Mornay Smith coming on for Vilko Low. Vilko. So Akavanda Merva throws at the front. Vermark takes it. Here is Nizam Carr with a good carry. And Chris Smith with clearance. Zach Berger feeding him. It's not the greatest clearance, but it's all right. Don't forget, coming up tonight is Dragons versus Connaught. Connaught, I think, are still in contention. Potentially to get into the top 8, I think. Cardiff playing against Edinburgh tomorrow. Morgan Williams with an inside ball. Morgan Williams recycling, thinking about using Tipperick as a runner, but no, he skips him. And Ospreys really wanting their bench to make some kind of a difference here, but not much. Definitely a penalty against Akavanda Merva. 100% on his hands and knees, picks up the ball. And I think they'll probably go to the corner here through Jack Walsh. Jack Walsh, brilliant kick to the corner, takes the Ospreys 5 meters out with 14 minutes left. Can the Ospreys get a bonus point at least for 4 tries? They have a very good opportunity to score here, but they need to be clever. Number 19, Yanko Swanepoel, is coming onto the field for the Bulls, as well as Devon Williams. Good to see him getting some game time. Considering the score, I thought he would have been on a bit earlier. Swanepoel has come on for Mark, and I imagine Devon Williams is probably on for Villaroo. No, he's on for Kanan Moody. Interesting. Oh, the Edinburgh game's today. Okay. So the Ospreys have set the maul. It's not moving forwards at the moment, but they do have it well set. Now all the other players are allowed to join. It's still not moving forwards. They're going to be told to use it. Yep. Ospreys have been told to use it. And it's Dewey Lake who breaks off. Thinks about passing, but doesn't. Tipperick. Forwards looking to trundle up a little bit. Trust me, listening to Welsh commentary is really strange. The ball is there for Ospreys. They do still have possession. They're using their forwards, and it's Nicky Smith who carries. They're about 3 meters out. They go to the left this time, and it's Dewey Lake. He is shut down, though. Advantage to Ospreys, though. And it's Morgan Morris. They're less than a meter out now. Morgan Williams. Oh, he goes high. Giles. And I think he's got it down. I think Giles has got that down. I think Giles has got that down. I don't think he put his foot in touch. So the TMO is just going to have a check. If he scored this, I'll be really impressed. I think the on-field decision is try. So he takes it quite high, so Smith can't touch him. Oh, he's tackled in the air. Regardless, he's tackled in the air. His foot is in. Go on, put it down, put it down, put it down! Oh, he's not. He's dropped it. I think he's dropped it. Oh, no. It's going to be a try. So, Keelan Giles does get a try, and it was a brilliant one, too. So, can the Ospreys get their bonus point? They need another try. They've got 12 minutes to score another try to get at least a bonus point from this game. 54 points to 22. And can Jack Walsh get this over? I mean, I've seen teams come back from this position with this much time remaining. You remember the Cheetahs playing the Highlanders. I think it was something wild, like 38 points to 16 or something, and the Highlanders won it with, I think, 5 minutes. Something ridiculous. I remember that game, and it was absolutely nuts. So Jack Walsh does get the conversion. It is 54 points to 24. Do I think the Ospreys are going to score 30 points, 31 unanswered points in 11 and a half minutes? No, I do not. Moody is not still on. He got replaced by Devon Williams. So Chris Smith kicks long. And it looks like Devon Williams has gone into where Curtly Aarons' wing, and Aarons has come onto Moody's wing. And Moody's gone off. Oh, good. This is all working now. Okay, that's good. Ospreys have it deep in their own half, in their own 22, but they're going to clear it. I'd like the Ospreys to get a bonus point at least from this. They've played well. Oh, they've attacked well. About to enter the last 10 minutes of the game. Is Moody player of the match? For me, no. For me, no. I think Papier is the player of the match for me. I don't know who is going to get the player of the match though. So Smith to Creel at the back to Aronser. Aronser attacking the line, gets it to Moody. Sorry, not Moody. Gets it to Oh, for God's sake, what's his name? Excuse me. Give me a second. I can't even remember his name. Billy LaRue, and Billy LaRue throws it into touch. Tries to get the ball away, but throws it into touch. Wow, I can't believe I couldn't remember Billy LaRue's name. That was really good from Arenter. I get what Billy LaRue was looking for, and it would have been fine if Devon Williams was a bit wider. He should have held on to it. Chris Smith making way for Jaco van der Walt. So Van der Walt will have 9.5 minutes to impress Jake Watt. Jake Witt. Yeah, but I would say Papier is player of the match for me. He's played, or Creel. Creel played bloody well too, actually. So it could be either one of them for me. Moody was decent. Moody was good, but not. I wouldn't say he's player of the match. Oh, I took my glasses off and an instant splitting headache. Wow. Oh. So it's a reset scrum with 8.5 minutes left to go. But what a second half we've had. There's a lot of points scored in this second half. A lot of points. Let's see, 28 plus 14. So 42 points in the second half. A lot of points. All right, so the scrum is set, but Bulls go straight down at the front, so it's a penalty to the Ospreys. And that'll be a nice little pressure reliever. And it is, who is it? It's Mornay Smith who gets penalised there. And he certainly went straight to ground as the hit happened. Jack Walsh will try to clear the lines. Where does he bring play up to? Brings play still inside the Ospreys half, but about 5 meters up. So it's 5 meters towards halfway line. And it is definitely Mornay Smith who slips his bind there and goes to ground. Number 22, Owen Williams is coming onto the field, and I can only assume that's going to be for Kieran Williams, or maybe for Jack Walsh. Let's see. So, yeah, it's for Jack Walsh. Out the back. No, it's for Nagy. Walsh must be playing 15 then. Interesting. Morgan Williams, new man in Owen Williams. God, there's so many Williams. Half their bloody backline is Williams now. Also, yeah, Jaco van der Walt on. Jack Walsh, good step in field. Good attack here from Ospreys. Looking to shift this ball. And Justin Tipperick hanging really wide on that wing. But they're not really getting any go forward, as it's kind of been their problem the whole game. The Bulls have just met, and then they have to resort to a kick. And it is Owen Williams who gets the kick off, but Billy LaRue has tracked back really well. He's going one way, then the other. Gets the ball away to Arenter. Arenter is then wrapped up. Zach Berger. Creel. Creel with pass out the back for Jaco van der Walt, but it just doesn't go to hand. It's a knock on, and the Ospreys will have it. Morgan Williams feeds Ben Warren. Less than 8 minutes now. Here's new man Williams off to Kieran Williams, who then swings it wide to Luke Morgan. Morgan Williams, oh, that's definitely forwards. 100% forward. Not a good pass there from Morgan Williams, and you can see the frustration from the coaching staff in the box. They know that they've just been absolutely smashed. Jake White looking. I can't say he looks impressed, even though his team has absolutely thrashed the Ospreys. Not much longer left in this game. What's this stop and play for? What's going on? I mean, there's an injury, that's why. Yeah, Creel, I think, might get man of the match. He's played so well. I think he's got just one try. I think Creel will get man of the match. Masuku was player of the match yesterday, yes. Yeah, I would give Creel player of the match. He's been instrumental in almost every single try. And I think they have given him the player of the match. The man's been good. Ball is into the scrum. Van der Vault gets it out. Sorry, Berger gets it out. There's Van der Vault to Villy LaRue. Villy LaRue stabs it through. Curtly Aronson and Devon Williams chasing. Oh, it falls well for Luke Morgan, who does well with it. And Bull's trying to steal it, but it's not. It's well defended. Jack Walsh has to act as scrum off. Less than 5 minutes to go now. 4.5 minutes. And here is Morgan Williams. He box kicks and clearly trying to get the ball out. Yeah, it's a good kick from Morgan Williams. Brings play up to halfway. But the Bulls have absolutely dominated the second half as well. But credit to the Ospreys, they've scored two decent tries in the second half. Aka van der Merwe with the throwing at the lineup. Aka, he throws, and Ospreys turn it over. Dewey Lake comes away with it. He's eventually brought down by Matanzima. Here is Williams. He straightens. Creel gets him down. Morgan Williams. Good offload there for Nicky Smith. Oof, some dubious handling, but it is maintained. Morgan Williams again. Vardy Boshoff off to Jack Walsh. Jack Walsh to Williams. Williams straightens. He gets it back inside to Morgan Williams. He couldn't get the offload off until now. They're inside the 22. Ospreys could have one final punch here. Ratty to Harry Deeves. Harry Deeves with a strong carry. Oh, and it's an intercept from Villy LaRue, and he will certainly have the pace to go the whole way. No one is going to get close to him. Morgan Morris is trying to get back there, but he will not get even close to him. Villy LaRue with a try. What an intercept there, and that's unfortunate for the Ospreys because they were really attacking strongly there. What a intercept though! Very well read from Villy LaRue, and to be fair, the Ospreys have actually kept this lower than I thought it might get to. They're checking something. I think they might be checking if he's onside. Let's have a look. I think they might be checking. I'm not sure. Well, no, apparently not. Apparently the conversion's already gone over. So nope, the referee is not checking. 61 points to 24. 2 minutes left in this game. Let's see this pass. I actually reckon he might be offside there. I think he might have been offside there. But the Ospreys do have a like maybe one more opportunity to get the bonus point try. And I think they should certainly go for it. It's a good slap back off the kickoff, so they do have the possession. It was a good kickoff there from Owen Williams. Tipperick. Williams again. Giles tries to stab it through, but it's been picked up by Jaco van der Walt. And he steps out. So there'll be probably one more line out. And you can tell Tipperick wanted to play it quickly, but the referee wouldn't let him. Less than a minute left in this game. And tell you what, we've already had 85 points scored. We won't crack 100, that's for sure. But we might crack 90. One more converted try and we'll crack 90. Yeah, Creel, absolutely my man of the match. He has been so good. Him and Papier. So Morgan Williams whips it away to Kieran Williams. Penalty advantage against the Bulls. Morgan Williams looking at using his forwards. Giles steps in field again. Then he's met by a bunch of forwards. I'd take the advantage and just kick it down into their half. Deves with a good run up to halfway. Morgan Williams with a dink over the top for Walsh to chase. It's been really well gathered by Janko Swanepoel, but it will be a penalty to the Ospreys. We're in the red zone now, or not the red zone, but we're in overtime. So the obviously not with the penalty, but the next mistake or error will end the game. And it's Owen Williams will be kicking to try and get it as close to the corner as he can, and try and give them a decent chance to get their bonus point. And Owen Williams has kicked it dead. Owen Williams has kicked it dead. He tried to bite off a little bit more than he could, and unfortunately he's missed it completely. And he's gutted. He's very annoyed with himself. But that is the game. That is the end of the game. 61 points to 24 is how it ends. An 85-point game with a 61-point haul for the Bulls. Just way too strong in that second half for the Ospreys. And I think, Creel got man of the match. And certainly had a hand in almost all the tries that were scored for the Bulls today. But thanks for watching along, guys. Do not forget to check out what BitDefender and Ball Sports are sponsors. They help us bring you all of this great content. So do give them some love from us, and we will see. Well, I'll see you next weekend. But don't forget, there's still more games coming up. There's the Stormers this evening, I think. And have a great weekend, guys. Hopefully.